doing too much. You're doing way too much. All
Come
right.
on in, y'all.
Yeah, y'all come on in.
Come on in.
Come on in. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait a minute here. As you hop on, tell us where you're tuning in from.
Yes. Drop us a comment. Let us know you're tuning in with us.
Hey, and
Y'all like this music, don't y'all?
as y'all do that, like and share this video.
We don't
and
own
share.
this, but we like it.
Share this video. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened to the music, y'all. Oh, there you go.
So, how y'all doing?
Y'all hop on. We gonna get started here in the. Don't get him started, y'all.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on, tune on in. We want to dialogue with y'all on tonight. We want to talk to some people. Come on in. I know it's late, but come on in. I know some of y'all still up.
You gotta share it. Go on, share it. Let's see.
I know some of y'all still up.
All right.
Come
All right,
on
y'all.
in. Come on in.
We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started here. I'm sorry, my head was down. How is everyone doing
How
this
y'all doing
evening?
this evening?
We hope that you had a wonderful day. It is the midweek. We're in the middle of the week and we are headed towards the weekend. But listen, we're not going to be on here long. So we're going to just share a little bit with you guys. My name is Marlise Garrison.
And I'm Brent.
And we are your empowerment strategists, kingdom entrepreneurs. And so we inject hope, as you guys have been hearing us say, and hope simply stands for helping other people elevate. And so our goal is to help you to elevate to a new mindset, to elevate to do something different, to change something that you may be doing. And so with that being said, as you can see from the topic of this video, it says we want to make an impact, and we will make an impact. And we were just talking the other day, wanted to trying to figure out some things that we can do to do some things differently. And I had an old post. Facebook is very good at reminding you about things that you posted in the past. And one of the posts that I had made, it was talking about being an impact. And I said, a thought came to my mind. And so I was telling Brent, I said, you know what, this year we want and will impact, we want to impact 100 families. It could be husband and wife and kids. It could be just you. Listen, if it's just you, then guess what? You can come be a part of this family. And so, you got anything you want to add to that?
No, I thought that was great. Being an impact to many, that we wanted to, share some things that we are looking to be able to impact a lot of people. And I was going to let you get into the story about some of the things that even transpired today with us, but I'll let you go ahead and then we'll keep going from there.
All right. I'm getting my thing up here so that I can share with you. All right. So, like I said, we want to be an impact. And so we were tying in what it is that we do. And so we are kingdom entrepreneurs. We do what we do for the kingdom because we know that God's going to use us through that. And so one of the things that came to me was we will be able to impact these 100 or more families by empowering them to take small steps toward your goal, whatever that goal may be. And it reminded me of a shirt that we created. We created a shirt. We did an acronym shirt, and we did an acronym for goal. And goal simply means to get open minded and learn. Guys, it is time. Like now, it's a time we got to start learning some different things. We got to start doing some things differently so that we can, um, you know, get ourselves in a better place so that we can. What is it that we're doing to, if you have children, what is it that you're doing to leave a legacy for them? What is it that you're doing to, have something for your family? Because, the Bible talks about leaving an inheritance for your children and your children's children. How can we leave something for them if we're not engaging in anything to leave? If we haven't started anything, maybe you may be stuck and maybe you don't know what to do. And that's why we're here. We're going to empower you to do something different. And I was telling Brent that I began to look up some things. I wanted to look up to see how we could tie all of this together. And the scripture that came was Matthew 5:13. And it says, "You are the salt of the earth. But what good is salt if it has lost its flavor? Can you make it salty again? It will be thrown out and trampled underfoot as worthless." And so I began to tell and share with him, I think what has happened, there's so many things have happened in the world where we have lost our flavor. We have lost our flavor. Um, or maybe we have gotten in a place where we've gotten down and we're having a hard time getting to the next step or pushing past what it is that is going on. And so it's just like when we're making food or something. It's just like that. If you don't season your food, it's going to taste bland. There ain't going to be no taste. There ain't going to be no flavor. And listen, nobody's really going to want to eat that, right? So, um, we got to add some flavor. We got to add some things. We got to do some things differently that's going to add to our lives and not take away from it. And I thought that was just so powerful whenever we begin to talk about impacting, being an impact, making a difference in people's lives, helping them, because I believe that a lot of people feel like they can accomplish some of the things that they want to accomplish, or it's very difficult to accomplish those things, or they've tried so many things and it's just taken so much out of them. But guess what? We've been in that place. We've been in a place where we've tried. Uh, Listen, you wouldn't even believe how many things that we have tried. Honestly, we've tried so many things in our lifetime, and we haven't even been here that long. Like, I'm still young, you know what I'm saying?
And I
And
think that's good though that we stay open minded to trying things, because I believe that in order for us to learn what it is that's for us, sometimes we're trying to discover what's for us, what's our purpose, why are we here, what is it that we were called to do. Sometimes we don't discover that by not doing anything.
mhm,
You can't discover what's for you if you don't step out and
okay.
try something and to see if it will work for you, or if this is something that is for you. And sometimes it's the discovery of us trying things that allows us and leads us to what it is that God has purposed for us, or the thing that God has called us to do. And when we step outside the boat of what's familiar and we begin to take that walk, sometimes it's not always easy. Sometimes it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk, but it's going to be a faith walk. It's going to be a walk that you have to take in order to get to your destination and to see the results of what it is that you're looking for. And sometimes we're afraid to step out because of what we fear others may say, or what we feel others may think, or what sometimes even just our own insecurities, and we have to step outside of ourselves and begin to say, you know what, if I don't do something, I'll stay doing nothing. And
That's
so
good.
I believe that there is a time that we have to discover that we can't keep going down the path of what's ordinary if you want to become extraordinary. Ordinary can't stay around that thing that's only going to keep him ordinary. You got to step out of some things. And I remember reading a book called The Dreamer, and the book it begin to talk about, how there's going to be a land of unfamiliar things, and leaving what's familiar to you and going to the land of unfamiliar. But in the process of going there, there's many obstacles, there's many challenges, there's many hurdles, that will try to stop you from getting to your extraordinary place. But you have to be so determined in yourself. You have to be so determined within your own capabilities and abilities, that regardless of how hard it gets, how difficult it gets, that you're going to keep moving, that you're going to keep pressing. And yes, it gets difficult. Yes, it gets discouraging. Yes, there's ups and there's downs. But one of the things is that you don't give up, because if you give up, you'll never get to your destination. You'll never get to your end result. And I believe that through our ability to continue to keep an open mind, that we didn't close off ourselves to the opportunity that was presented to us. We didn't close ourselves off. And even in the midst of going through the opportunity, there's still things that we begin to learn and to begin to discover about ourselves, things that we didn't know, things that we begin to learn and we begin to develop. And it was a process, it's a stage. And guess what? We're still going through a process. We're still going through a stage of learning and growing. But I believe that in that process, it's developing us into where God desires for us to go. And sometimes there's a saying that says that, even on your way to your journey, even if your way may you sometimes you may have to change
You got to take a
the,
detour.
the route, right? You might have to take a detour, but you don't change the fact that you're still going to your destination. Sometimes you might have to go a different route. You might have to go a different way. It begins to bring me back to a time when we were taking our daughter to gymnastics, and there was a route that we would take in order to take her there. And during the process of us taking her there, during this period of time that we were taking her, there was a certain route that was a lot quicker. It was a lot shorter, but they closed that route off, and we had to take a detour. We had to go a different way. It was a way around, but we ended up still getting to the same destination and getting back to the same road, but we had to take a whole different route in order to get there. And sometimes on your journey, you have to understand that while you're going down and you're trying these different things, there may be another route that you have to go, because the way that you were going, it may have got cut off, or it may have got blocked, or you may have discovered, you know what, this didn't work, that way didn't work. So now I'm going to try this, and I'm going to to try that. And it's in that process that you keep an open mind that you know what, I'm not going to allow this opposition, I'm not going to allow this obstacle to stop me from reaching my destination. That is my goal. That is my goal. That's where I'm trying to get to. That's where I want to be. And there may be levels of pain in order for you to get to what you're going to gain. But I'm willing to go through whatever I got to go through to get to the place where I know that God has purposed for me to gain. And it's not always easy. Sometimes you got to shed a tear. Sometimes you may cry. Sometimes you may be in your place and it may seem like you're all alone and you don't know where to go. You don't know who to turn to. But I believe that God is there right with us. He's there helping us. He's there sustaining us. And that's what we want to encourage those, even in business, that it is sometimes a challenge, even in business, to continue to press forward, because it's just like anything else in our life, anything else in our journey. We got to still keep pressing. We got to still keep moving. But we know that there's something at the end. I wanted you to
So listen, what?
share with them about the story and how God brought
I did. You had
oh
left. You
about
had
our
left.
daughter and Harriet.
Oh no, I forgot about that story. I forgot. Okay, so we're going to share that in a minute. But I wanted to share what he was saying. It's I have two things for this. One of the things is it happens when we go on our job, right? When we go to our jobs, um, there may be some times where you're having a rough day at work and you feel like you're getting pounded with work and you have all these things and you feel like you're not going to get the work done. But guess what? You still go, you still push through, you still go to get it done because you know either at the end of that week or at the end of the next week, you're going to get a paycheck, right? And so as he was saying, you got to keep pushing. I can remember, and also keep an open mind. I can remember before we got into what we're in now, Brent and I, we had tried so many things. Oh my goodness, we had tried so many things. But the thing that we had tried right before we got into my econ, it really hit us hard. It really hit us hard financially. And after that, I told Brent, I said, I don't want us getting into anything else right now. We're not getting into nothing else right now until we get ourselves out of this bind that we were in financially. Because guess what? We understood that in order to get something, we got to put out something to get what it is that we wanted. So, yes, we knew that in the beginning, it may put us in a financial bind, but we know that in the end, God is going to bless us for what it is that we're doing. And so, like I said, when we got into that opportunity, it really hit us hard. And I said, you know what? We done for a while. We done for a while. We're going to work our way out of this. And then if we find something that's going to help and benefit us, by all means, let's do it. And so, I think like maybe 6, 7 months have went by. We're working on some of the goals that we have. And he says, hey, I want you to check out something. And it was how he said what he said. I already knew where he was going. I told him, I said, listen, whatever you want me to look at, if you feel like you want to do it, you go ahead. I know we won, but you gonna go ahead. You go ahead and do it. And listen, if it works, then come back to me. Come back
Yeah,
and let me know how.
she wasn't having it.
Listen, no,
She
listen.
wasn't having it though.
Let me tell you how he was just as persistent with that as when he was when he was trying to date me. That's how persistent he was with this. And so I had told him, I kept
You
telling him
gotta
like,
be
no,
persistent. You
we
you
not.
you won't get it if you don't be persistent.
Listen, and I told him, I said, we're not doing this. I don't care what it is. I don't even want to look at it because I was like up to here because of some of the things that we were going through. And finally, he just kept asking and kept asking. I told him, I said, all right, I'm going to look at whatever it is. I'm just going to look at it. And I looked at it and I was like, okay. And I didn't say nothing then, but I started to think about this thing that he was showing to me. And then finally he convinced me to get on a call with our cousin. And after getting on the call, I was like 90% persuaded, right? was 90% persuaded, and I said, okay, this may be the thing that we have been searching
That
for
was a good
all this
percent.
time. This may be the thing that we've been searching for. And so we got into this thing. Listen, guys, true story. We got into this thing on a Wednesday. 2 days later, we were in Maryland because I told him, I don't know, it was such an urgency. Like we had to get to this meeting that they were having. And listen, after we went, I was 100% persuaded, like 110% persuaded, like, okay, this is it. And guys, we are almost 3 years later and we are still in this and we have learned so much. So I share that story to
We have
tell you,
learned and still learning.
yeah, I share that to say you have to keep an open mind. Just because one thing didn't work for you doesn't mean the next won't. But you won't know that until you try it. Like he said, if it's something that you're looking for, you got to be willing to try some things so that to see if it's going to work for you. And
Sometimes
so,
we're afraid to try things that don't look like we are used to or
mhm,
doesn't look like what doesn't look normal to us. So we're afraid to try things. We're afraid to step out of situations when it looks contrary to what we think it should look like. But sometimes that's what God will use. He will use the things that seem foolish to man and seem foolish to us in the beginning, but he'll take it and he'll make it work for us. He'll make it be a blessing to us. He'll make it be benefiting to us. It was reminding me of the devotional I read this morning. It was kind of like on the similar lines of that. Um, but I believe that whenever we begin to allow our minds and our thinking to be transformed and begin to be renewed, and we begin to look at our situation and our circumstances in a different perspective, it begins to change your life in ways that you can only imagine. And let me tell you something, when we connected around
like-minded.
individuals and like-minded, it began to shift our mind. It began to shift our way of thinking, our way of seeing things, our way of, because we've been in this world, which that's why I like the Matrix so much, because sometimes I feel like it's spiritual because we live in a world that we've been conditioned to one way of doing things, and we've been conditioned to our way. And when we don't know a
Another
certain
way.
other way,
Hmm.
we are afraid to really go after it because it's not something that we have been around, or it's something that go against the grain of what we're used to seeing or used to doing. But when you can step outside of and begin to do something that is a little, they said the same thing about Jesus, and see the world be saying the same thing about us as believers. They don't understand how we can believe in a God that we don't see, but it goes against what their mindset has been conditioned to believe, because they can't see it, or because it's not tangible, or it's not right in front of them. And sometimes it's the same way when we look at even the opportunity that we have. Is if everybody has a different mindset, or they may say it's this or it's that, or it's one of these things or it's that thing. I don't think this is for me, or I don't think I can do this, or I don't think I can do that. But people never know what they can do because if you don't step out or try, if you don't step out and try to do something, um, because we're living in an economy, y'all, that things are changing.
Drastically.
Things are changing, and if you don't change with the change,
You're going to be stuck.
you're gonna be stuck. So we are here. We just want to let people know that we're here to help you all. We're here to help anybody that needs help in their personal finances, that needs help with their credit, that needs help with financial management, that needs some strategies to be able to eliminate their debts and things like that. We help in that area. So if you are looking for anything to be able to help you in that area, definitely connect with us, reach out to us. We can definitely help you all in that area. But I wanted you to share that
Yes, let
story
me do that.
real
Um,
quick.
So listen, I had came up with this topic, right? But I wasn't 100% sure like this needed to be the topic. But then today, my daughter, like we're doing the homeschooling thing now. So she was in a lesson for social studies, but all this week and the week before, we just started doing lessons on maps and grid maps and learning the globe and the equator and all that type of stuff. And but today, social studies was about Rosa Parks. And I in my mind, I'm like, what in the world? Like, how are we going from one thing to the next? Like normally there it's like it's consistent. Like we do this for a certain amount of time, but in this moment today, it was different. So I began to listen to what the teacher was saying, and they began to talk about how Rosa Parks made a difference in her time that we're all benefiting from today. And immediately when she said make a difference, I thought about the word impact because impact means to make a difference. And so that's kind of how this topic came about. And so I began to talk to our daughter about what she had learned in social studies today about Rosa Parks and if she understood what was going on. And she said this, and it just fathomed me. She said, "Mom, you know, is that why Martin Luther King had his speech?" And I was like, yes, he's another one of those leaders that was impactful or that made a difference in our world that we all benefit from today. So that's kind of how we came about. That's kind of confirmed to me that yes, this is what we need to be talking about because we want to impact some lives. We want to impact 100 families' lives this year through what it is that we do. Guys, I'm telling you, as my husband said, since we've been around these like-minded individuals, our business partners, our associates, and things like that, our mindsets have elevated to such a different level, and the things that we are learning is just crazy. And I'm just going to share this with you, and then we're going to go ahead and get off of here. But since we have been involved with this opportunity, just from the strategies alone, guys, we've eliminated over $10,000 worth of debt. That's huge. Y'all might not think that's huge, but that's huge. And then I begin to think about we were just talking because we help out with the finances at our church. Listen, I'm not big on all these numbers, but when I begin to look at how much we have given to our local assembly just within last year, guys, it has quadrupled what we used to give. Like, that's how huge this opportunity is.
God will
It's
increase your faith.
listen, it's crazy. And so what he was saying is, you may not feel like this is something for you, but I guarantee the things that we teach, everybody in this world does them, and you don't even know that you do them. There's certain things that you do daily that guess what? You could be writing off. There's certain things we say we're not big on sales. Listen, I'm not a huge salesperson, but guess what? You'll sell somebody else's food or somebody else's clothes or somebody else's shoes. You do that by word of mouth. You do that every day. If it's something that you found and you like it, and guess what? You gonna share that thing, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is that we do. We utilize some things, and when they begin to work for us, we share because if it work for us, we know that it can work for somebody else because guess what? God is not a respecter of person. If he did it for one, he will do it for somebody else.
Yes.
And so, like I said earlier in this video, we want to help 100 families, we want to impact 100 families, and we're going to be able to do that by helping you to reach some goals. So if you want to just stand up a little bit so that they can see that shirt that you have.
Hopefully y'all can see.
So listen, you got to move this way.
Move this way.
And you got to come up some. I don't know if y'all can see that, but as it says, reach for your goal. Get open-minded and learn. Listen, if you want this shirt, it is available. You just go to the link, go to our website that's on your screen right now, and you can order that, and we will get that out to you. Listen, what's getting ready to happen within this year is getting ready to be amazing.
It is.
And we want you to be a part of it.
Yes,
And
2021, let's reach your goal.
Yes.
Listen, I want to share this real quick. I know we're about to be done, but as my wife was elaborating about what was it, Harriet Tubman?
Rosa Parks,
Rosa
sir.
Parks.
Y'all know he tired. Y'all know he tired. We ain't nobody talking about no Harriet Tubman tonight.
Well, I want to share something about what Harriet Tubman
Well, you
said.
can talk
I'm
about
gonna
Harriet.
talk about Harriet Tubman. I know you said Rosa Parks, but I want to talk about Harriet Tubman because there was a quote that I came across and I thought it was great. And it kind of just ties into what we were saying on tonight. She said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world." So it is in you. You have it within you. And then another thing that I like that she said was that she freed 1,000 slaves. And she said, I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. So I thought that was great because uh, you have to know where you are. You have to know what position you are in order for you to really become free from where you are. You have to acknowledge where you are. You have to acknowledge that, don't try to deny, if you know you need help, don't try to deny the fact that you need help. Be honest with yourself. The first person you have to be true with is yourself.
Yep.
You have to be true with you, where you are, where you stand, where your position is, and then you have to want something different than where you're at. That's what she was saying. They had to want something different. She could have freed more people, but they had to want to be free. They had to realize that they were enslaved, and they had to want to be free. If you don't want it, then you can't get it. You have to want it in order to get it.
All right. So if you need some assistance with this, listen, I'm going to put this link on the screen. I need you to go to this website here, and it's going to share with you some of the things that we do. And if you are going to be one of those families or one of those people that want to partner with us so that we can be an impact, listen, go to the website, go to our website, the kwlempire.com, order your shirt, and we will get that out to you guys. This year is about to be totally amazing.
Amazing.
And we're getting ready to do some awesome things. So, again, we want to thank you all so much for joining us on tonight. Again, if you can, when you watch this on the replay, type replay. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions, let us know. Share this video with somebody. Maybe there is someone in your life that needs to hear this, that needs to be empowered, that needs and wants an impact, but they don't know how to get it. Guess what? We are here for you. And so with that being said,
drop your comment and say, I'm reaching for my goals.
All right. So we're reaching for our goals. We're doing that all 2021. And again, we wanted to say thank you. And we will be back here next week, Wednesday evening. All right, guys, you all have a great and wonderful night.
All right. Good night.